Chief's personal log, start date, something with a lot of numbers. After 27 years in Federation Ground Forces, I was reassigned as the ground liaison officer on a Starfleet exploratory vessel. The crew is young, the ship is clean, and no one has yelled an order since I've been here. Morale is suspiciously high. I really don't trust it. We were dispatched as part of a standard first contact and survey mission. The briefing said it was routine. Long-range scans showed artificial structures, low-technology power sources, and were just vague enough on the flora and fauna to make it interesting. I asked about threats assessments, and the science team was asking about soil samples. Anyway, before we beamed down, they issued me a communicator, a phaser, and a tricorder. Not even a Type 2 phaser, just a hand phaser. I requested something heavier, and they gave me a second tricorder.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Captain's Log Supplemental. My name is Stanford. I am joined this week, as in all weeks, by my two friends and co-hosts, Rob and Chris.
Hello.
Hello.
I believe you're supposed to say hola because you just got back from La Mexico.
Hello, Mexico.
Hello, Mexico.
And we are joined by our lovely producer, Mariah.
Guten Nacht.
Nice.
Nice. Captain's Log Supplemental is a Star Trek rewatch podcast. We are rewatching all of Star Trek in chronological order, starting with Enterprise. We are currently in Strange New Worlds, Season 2. If you like what you hear, or if you don't, give us a rate, give us a review, give us 5 stars. We are 5-star people. Send me an email, podcls3@gmail.com. Apparently, another podcast that is doing the same thing as us has started up, and I believe it is by Australians. So that sounds also kind of fun.
Fun.
But they are still an Enterprise. But I saw an advertisement for them go by. So that's exciting. Okay, so we have so many things to get to. This is gonna be a long banter section because mostly to piss off my dad. But let's start with how was Mexico?
Oh, it was great. I went to Mexico, but it was a resort. So it's white people Mexico.
White people Mexico, right. Yeah.
Weather was fantastic. It's funny, we got there. The weather was more mild there than it was where we left from in Missouri. It was 90 something degrees in Missouri and then 78 when we got there.
And you were in Tijuana?
No. Cancun.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep, in Cancun. It was gorgeous. Ate my face off, drank my face off. Yeah, one day. Just
so
drank
Chris,
responsibly.
Yeah, Chris doesn't have a face anymore.
Got a little bit sunburned. My kids got very sunburned.
Goddamn kids.
So it's kind of on us.
You're right. Being the adults in the situation, it is definitely on you.
So we left, we booked a massage, a little couples massage. And so we were there with 3 other families. And so we were like, hey, handle our kids while we go do our thing. And,
while we go fuck on a massage bench.
That happened before the massage, but that's fine.
Yeah, you gotta get it out. I understand.
And I'm walking back and I see them down at the swim up bar and they're red. I'm like, oh fuck. So yeah, for the next 2 days they're a little cranky.
I like how Chris's kids are 3 drinks in at the swim up bar and he's like, oh fuck, they're sunburned.
Oh, they do virgin strawberry daiquiris and all that type
shit,
of shit. So.
Man, I would have fucking killed to be 12 years old drinking a fucking daiquiri at a swim up bar.
Yeah, they had a good time. They did, but they were a little miserable for a couple of the days we were there.
Now, I'm assuming the swim up bars is just basically urine, right?
I try not to think about that.
Okay.
The drinks do help with that.
To help with not thinking about it?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so that'll segue us completely in a non fluid way into your brother complaining about my father.
Not complaining. Not complaining. He did have some comments.
Okay,
he did find the cold open hilarious.
Oh, did he?
Maybe,
that's good.
Maybe not in the intended way, but hilarious nonetheless.
Hilarious how? Wait, wasn't it Rob? Oh no, it was Dad's. No, it was Rob's.
No, it was your dad's. It was your dad's.
No, you're thinking of Jeff's.
Oh yes, Jeff's. That's right.
The really long one. Yeah, that was
Yes.
my stepdad. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice job. Yeah. I will say, Eric, I have two things to say to you. Three things. One, thanks for listening. Two, I noticed you put chief in quotes. Like, that is his actual title. Like, he is a chief warrant officer 3. So, like, he is actually called chief. That'd be like, sure, General McCarthy. Like, no, he is a general. Thirdly, so it is an interesting point to suggest that the Romulan, spy went back to 1992 in a way to, like, let the canon change history enough that we can, like, still reasonably be like, oh, okay, well, today is today, and then tomorrow is Star Trek or whatever. But, like, that kind of doesn't work because, hey, Chris and Rob, who were the big players in World War III, which famously started in 1992?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh,
The
you both
Augments?
remember one of them. Yeah, there you go, Rob. So, obviously, Khan was not
Oh yeah.
not existing in 1992, whereas this 9-year-old in this episode was definitely, or in the last episode was definitely in 2020 or whatever the fuck. So, like, I get that they were trying to do that, but that makes it make even less sense because now Khan is a child. So it's one of those things where it's like, you could have just let, like, we understand Star Trek is not our universe. You could have just let the timeline be different. It's okay. Like, we get it.
It's not okay.
Well,
It's not okay, man.
The Bell riots ain't happening.
So, like, Khan winds up being one of the more successful warlords by the end of World War III.
No, he's like there at the beginning of it. And the end of World War III is like 8 years later. It's like 92 to 2002. I'll get 10 years.
Man, they really should have pushed out those dates, huh?
Yeah, well, back in 1967 or whenever Starseed came out, they were like, clearly by the 90s, we're going to have genetic superhumans and a world war. And
Like,
one of those
that's only
almost
30
happened.
years, though. Like,
I know. It's so funny when like, I get it when, like, someone in the 1800s is like, in the year 2000, we'll have this. I get Tesla thinking that we're going to have incredible technology by the year 2100 or whatever. But, like, you couldn't think 23 years into the future there, 1967? Like, it's not that long.
man, we're like blinded by like the huge leaps we took in technology kind of in that time period. We're like, well, we're just going to keep running at this pace forever. Ha! No.
It's funny because, like, I feel like that's the same thing with, like, 80s sci-fi speculative stuff too. Because it's like, oh man, microchips have just changed everything. Pretty soon we'll be on Mars. It's like, well, no. Like,
Yeah.
so anyways, we're going back to the moon, everybody.
Yeah.
Did y'all, so I guess, Chris, you're lame. You didn't actually watch the launch, did you?
Not live. I saw clips of it, though.
Oh, loser. Rob, how about that launch, though? Wasn't it awesome?
It was awesome.
I think my favorite part was watching it live.
It was very cool. Kelsey actually watched it with me. It was fun.
We're watching For All Mankind, and I kind of just said this in Discord, but I was like, oh yeah, they're Werner von Braun. He's a Nazi. And Brian's like, why is there a Nazi in charge of NASA? So I'm like, well, pause.
Let me tell you something.
I've been learning a lot lately.
And apparently he invented space camp. So when I was in middle school, I was a Hitler youth. So that was nice.
Oh, nice.
That was nice to learn.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also learned that when the astronauts see the Earth, there are no stars. They can't see the stars. I didn't know that.
Yes, if the sun is shining, they can't see stars. If they can see the sun, they can't see stars.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So it's
Yeah.
just black.
Yep.
That's why, like, it's one of the really popular theories amongst, like, we didn't actually get to the moon conspiracy theorists, because they're like, look, there are no stars in the background of any of the pictures.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, general lack of science knowledge is really helpful when formulating crackpot
It's
theories.
carried a lot of weight there. I'm super stoked for the images that we're gonna get. I'm super stoked for in a couple of years we start getting just like casual high res video of people fucking around on the moon
Yeah.
and like
That's
audio
so cool.
quality that's not like Korean war walkie talkie sounding shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
So, like, have you listened to any of the interviews that they've been doing?
No. I know it won't be live because I know they compress in order to transmit. But like, I assume, and maybe I'm wrong, I assume that everything they're recording and doing is being stored locally somewhere that they can come back and have good qualities of shit.
Oh, I don't know. But
Because
like,
they'd be
so
fucking
like in
stupid
the
not to.
I don't know. With the amount of like resource usage, like management they do for anything space related, it would not surprise me if they did not bother doing that.
That would genuinely surprise me if they did not have local storage of all media. Because like, that's how they investigate issues and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But actually, I have heard the interview with NBC. Their voices sounded pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they have a very nice mic that they use when they're doing the interviews, so it sounds fine.
The compression mic, yeah.
I mean, it's not. I don't know. I don't think it's just the compression that's improving. Like, it's just a high quality microphone.
Compressor, whatever the fucking fancy mics are called.
Condenser? Is that what you're
That's
trying to
it.
say?
Yeah, condensers.
No, I'm pretty sure these are like shotgun mics.
That seems violent. So welcome to space, everybody. We're going to the moon. Hooray! I've been keeping an eye on them to make. I'm just keeping an eye on things with my window open to NASA. You know, doing my part to keep an eye on the mission, making sure everything's going okay.
Sure.
So awesome. Okay, so Star Trek. Unless Rob, do you have any banter? Because we already did mine and Chris's, and we still got to wait some more time for Dad.
Car repairs suck. They're the worst.
What happened to your car?
I took it in for an oil change, tire rotation, and alignment, and they're like, "Hey, one of your axles is cracked." I'm like, "Oh, that's fun." Fortunately, it was still under warranty, so they replaced it, and then they drove it around. They're like, it's making a funny noise when we drive it. So then they had to like rip out the wheel bearings. And when they put those back in, the tech that was working on it like bent part of the brake assembly while he was trying to reinstall it. So like I just didn't have a car most of this week. I didn't get it back until Friday.
Which garage was this?
It was Thompson Toyota in Doylestown.
Yeah, see, I don't go to dealerships. Fuck those people.
Yeah, I tend to avoid dealerships when I need car repairs.
So funny story. This is the same dealership that I bought my car from, and so it was a used car. They did not give me the key lock for the wheels when they sold it to me. So when I took it to CJ's, they couldn't do anything there because they didn't have a key to get the lock for the wheels off of my car. So I had to go back to the dealer.
It's weird to
purposeful.
Me. Yeah. It's weird to me. Did they give you a key for the lock?
No, the car is too old, so they had to order them special for me, and I have to go back at a later date to pick them up.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Why don't you just tell them to put non-locking lugs on it?
I don't know. Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of having the keys in the first place?
Okay, no one is stealing your wheels here in Lansdale, Rob. Like,
I mean, it's really just the hubcap that they would steal. I guess they could take my whole wheel if they wanted to.
The hubcap is locked?
Yeah, I think that was the purpose of the wheel locks in the first place.
Oh my god, fucking who's stealing like okay, fine. Don't have hubcaps. You don't need them. They're not useful.
I mean, they're not Not useful.
If someone needs a hubcap so badly they're stealing yours, they need it more than you do. Like
I had 2 hubcaps stolen while we were at Penn State.
well, yeah, but if people are stealing shit at Penn State, it's because they're dumb college kids just doing
Wretched
stupid
hive
shit.
of scum and villainy.
Stupid freshman.
Oh man. Okay, so anyways, Star Trek. This week is episode 4 of season 2 of Strange New Worlds, Among the Lotus Eaters. And my first note is...
What a fucking name.
I feel like I remember this episode being boring.
I mean, so, okay, so
incorrect.
Trivia note.
Oh, shit. When there's some trivia you can't miss, it's a fun... Wait, that reminds me! Hold on. I got more banner.
No, we just...
Because John wrote something. John wrote something. No. John wrote me something. It's for the when gas was still leased and they still use steel cans for beer. Pull up your best beanbag chair. It's Chief's stories of yesteryear. That's
Wow.
Oh God.
I need to figure out the pacing, but that was John's suggestion for Chief's old ass trivia. Okay. So, it's a fun fact with Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. So, in Greek mythology, the Lotus Eaters were a race of people living on an island dominated by the lotus tree. The lotus fruits and flowers were the primary food of the island, but there was also a narcotic. They were also a narcotic, causing the inhabitants to sleep in peaceful apathy.
Yeah.
After they ate the lotus, they would forget their home and loved ones and long only to stay with their fellow Lotus Eaters.
I'm pretty sure it was in the Odyssey, wasn't it?
I think that's right, yeah.
Fair warning, I watched this on Wednesday and did not rewatch it, so I'm going to remember as much as I can.
My very next note was Cayuga, and I have no idea what that was.
That's funny because I have a note that says the Cayuga, but yes, it's
that's right.
the other ship. So we get a recap. I didn't watch it, and then we're doing the captain's personal log, and he's explained that the Cayuga's here. And Patel shows up, his girlfriend, that they're definitely girlfriend and boyfriend. Like,
I bet he wants to do some maneuvering with Patel.
She gives him an Apellian Mariner thing, of course, because that's a typical gift. It's a necklace with anyways. And then like, they're trying to like have a dinner and they keep getting interrupted by calls because they're the fucking captains of ships while on duty. They are drinking on duty, which is funny. And then Pike's like kind of giving a soft breakup and he goes, I don't know, maybe we should pull it back a little. I mean, like, I know I'm already fucking whoever I want, but making dinner for you is kind of annoying.
Right. Yeah, I also had that thought watching the scene. I'm like, so you're just not gonna... Yeah, all right.
It's like, man, you are such a burden. I already get to do whatever I want with whoever I want. I can't believe you're keeping me down so much, you fucking ball and chain. Oh man. So, I have Rigel 7 as the next note. So I guess
that's the planet they go to.
Yeah, I know. Like, I guess he gets some word from the
Admiral. They get a comm message about
Rigel going 7 to Rigel 7.
Priority mission.
Some random satellite image picked up some like topiary in the shape of of the Star Trek.
Oh, that's right. That's
Starfleet
right.
Delta.
The Starfleet Delta, which I don't know. The word Delta there seems weird. And they're like, we have to go and because Prime Directive and cultural contamination. And my note was like, isn't it already a little late for that? Like, why don't you just let them have it, whatever the fucking issue is? But they're like, okay, so we're going to Rigel 7. Then Una talks to Pike about his relationship. Whatever. And then they're like, why are we going to Rigel 7? And Pike's like, Enterprise needs to clean up its own mess, which sounds like a stupid doctrine, if I'm honest. Like, that's not how this should work at all. To be honest, you should send someone else because Enterprise already fucked up once.
Yeah. Well, plus they have people who have like, feelings about it. So
yep.
Then you go into the mission with dumb things like, we're not going to have our equipment with us.
It wasn't that they wanted Enterprise to clean up their own mess. They were giving them the opportunity to clean up their own mess.
Still bad.
That's what I said. Enterprise needs to clean up its own mess. That was Pike's direct quote. Tiny ship. Oh, so we get the pilot's personal log.
So hold on. So you did kind of grace over it. Like, so Pike like basically breaks up with Patel.
Yes.
Like she gets like mad and leaves.
Yeah.
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 You were focusing a lot on Pike
because
fucking around.
It's far more interesting because I'm going to be honest, Pike and Patel's relationship is fucking a nothing burger in this entire show. It's just like, it's like a statement. It's not like, there's no character development through any of it. There's not any kind of, it doesn't matter at all. Because it doesn't matter at all because Pike still literally fucks other people on screen. So like,
I mean, not on screen.
What's the point? Well, sure, like in that TV way. So like,
this isn't British.
What's the point of this relationship anyways? So like, this drama is useless to make. Like, it's not good storytelling. It's just pointless.
Yeah, but then, we could have that totally cool and awesome scene where she forgives him and everything's fine at the end. So,
Yeah. It feels like it's just the relationship exists for false drama.
Stakes. Yeah.
Yeah, false stakes.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know why I have tiny ship as my next note. Oh, because we're in Ortega's quarters and it's got the little statue of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Little gold statue of the ship. Man, I can't believe I remembered that. We're getting Ortega's personal log. I fly the ship. It's like a foreshadowing for this whole thing later. Then like Laan and Mbenga and Pike and Ortega are like walking down the hall in their like Rigel 7 outfits, which are fire. They look incredible. They look like ninjas and shit. It's cool. But then turns out that being up in orbit is hard, so they need someone who's good at piloting to stay on the ship.
Right. So like, I'll come back to it.
So anyways, Ortegas doesn't get to go down to fly the ship because she has to stay on the Enterprise because maybe the captain should have stayed on the ship, but then he doesn't because he's the captain. This was stupid. I was not a fan of Ortega. Like the contrived nature of Ortega staying on the ship just seemed stupid.
In researching this episode, apparently, the showrunner and producer like touted this as like an Ortegas episode initially, because apparently like a lot of the fan base was like complaining about how she was like the only like main cast member who hadn't like had her own episode.
But this is not an Ortegas episode.
Right, but then like this is not an Ortegas. Like she has like maybe more scenes than she normally does, but
she has more scenes than Chapel. I'll give her that.
Right.
Yeah, in no way, shape, or form is this an Ortegas episode.
Right.
Spock
also, now I want there to be an Ortegas episode.
I mean, she has a pretty good storyline in like the most recent.
Her and her brother's kind of an Ortegas episode.
Yeah.
And then there was another one too which had a lot of her in it.
The fantasy one.
Fucking goddamn it, this show. Okay, let's see. So Spock is trying to help. He doesn't do a great job. Ortegas tells him to learn when to leave people alone, Spock, and Spock goes, I am working on that. So this is pretty funny. On the shuttle down to the planet,
I forgot to note earlier, you mentioned Rigel 7. Rigel 7 is the planet from the cage.
That is the deep dive. Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's fine.
So take that back.
I refuse.
Oh.
It's the planet from the cage, 1966.
Yeah, damn it.
Keep going.
Chris got
several parts of this episode, they're in a cage, thus, establishing the connection between the cage, the episode, and the cage that they're in this episode. Ooh, layers.
So in Alien, right? So down on the planet, they get in the shuttle, and then they're not allowed to have any of their equipment, so they're like loading up with like random shit. And it's Captain Pike, Laan, and Mbenga. And the reason that they are bringing Laan and Mbenga is because they need people who can fight without a phaser. Now, the real reason is because these are characters that have names and we know them. But, there are definitely other people on the Enterprise who are better at fisticuffs than Mbenga is supposed to be, right? He's the chief medical officer. They have a whole security department.
silent assassin ninja guy, remember?
Yeah, but that's supposed to be a secret.
I mean, the other thing to remember is that in every way, shape, or form, a Vulcan is just physically superior to a human.
Right.
Yeah, there's that too.
Except
bring
when they're
Spock.
not.
And plus, we saw Spock fuck up those orderlies at that insane asylum or whatever. So, like, yeah,
True.
Spock's good shit.
Wasn't that created video though?
No, he did fuck them up. He just didn't kill. He didn't walk back and shoot them. That was the that was the end.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He just nerve pinched them. So they do make a note that they have subdermal universal translators, which is fucking handy, and something that never comes up ever again, but is like, have these always been a thing? We have weird ear ringing noise, which, do you have a trivia about this, Chris?
Not this specifically, I don't think.
Oh, apparently a lot of people who are hard of hearing said that this episode was fucking bad and they needed to knock it off.
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, my dad has tinnitus, so
ear ringing sounds can make tinnitus like flare up in some people.
Yeah.
Mine is always going, so it didn't affect mine particularly badly because it was just going anyways. But I guess in some people where their tinnitus is intermittent, it can make it worse.
Oh. I do also have the dumbest trivia note here about outfits and whatnot.
Yes.
So Captain Pike changed, he went into the clothes or whatever, but he also parted his hair on the opposite side than he usually does.
Yeah. That's how he disguises himself, man, so that no one will know who he is.
Yep.
La'an, like, loses six...
You want to know another really stupid fact that upsets me? So it's not pronounced tinnitus, it's tinnitus.
Tinnitus, yeah. I always say tinnitus because it sounds cooler.
Yeah, like my entire childhood, I heard my grandfather refer to it as tinnitus, and like he suffered for it.
Literally never heard anybody refer to it that way. That's crazy.
Is tinnitus or tinnitus?
I have also never heard it said tinnitus.
Tinnitus is the proper medical term.
Yeah, I got corrected within the first week of working in the pharmacy, and it was weird. I don't like it. I like it the old way.
I've worked in 4 different hospitals. I've never heard that.
You've never heard tinnitus?
No.
Every audiologist I've ever talked to has called it tinnitus.
Of course the audiologist did.
Yeah, that is the official way to pronounce that word.
You were there because you can't hear well, so I don't believe you.
Burn!
First of all, most recently I was there because your son can't hear well.
Yep, I am the superior being in this house for sure.
Yes, for sure. Let's go look at an eye chart for 30 seconds and see if that still happens to be the case. And then Mariah's like, I'll put the eye chart on the top shelf, and then I'm fucked. So, like, yeah. Okay, so La'an, like, blanks out for, like, 6 hours of time. Mbenga's like, I guess a little disorientation from high altitude is reasonable. 6 hours of memory loss.
She did not say that she lost the last 6 hours at all here.
Although she did be like, it's been 6 hours. Crazy.
Yeah, like, she, like, just shrugs it off. She's like, 6 hours, huh? Well, guess we'll just continue with this mission like nothing bad just happened at all.
Yeah, although the doctor, I think, could have been a little more responsive to, like, boy, she's acted like she doesn't remember the last 6 hours. But anyways, everyone's like, she'll be fine. They head over to the tallest castle I've ever seen. This castle is, like, 80 feet tall. It's huge. They're looking through their medieval spyglasses, Renaissance spyglasses. Yep. Sorry,
I got distracted by our tinnitus conversation, but I did have another trivia related to that, actually.
Okay.
So, it is mentioned prominently in this episode, and actually William Shatner developed a severe and decades-long case of tinnitus, which actually he got it during the filming of Arena, the Gorn episode.
Sure.
As he was required to run through a series of simulated explosions as part of the Gorn attack.
Was he a little bitch about it? Like, who cares?
Jesus, dude, fuck.
It's very uncomfortable for some people.
Yeah, well, those people suck.
Like, it could keep them from sleeping.
What?
I'm
no,
sure
it's like
having
your own
degrees of it as well.
It's like having your own white noise machine. It's great.
I don't think that's true.
No, it is. I have tinnitus all the time, 24/7, all the time.
I think there's also varying degrees of it as well.
Well, no, because I'm pretty sure my experience is the only one that matters. I think I've been very clear about this.
So is yours tinnitus because it only happens at night?
Yes, mine's mine happens all the time, but it's nighttime somewhere on the planet, right? No, mine's
That's
tinnitus because I'm a paladin. So, they're looking at the guards of the castle, and yeah, you can just stew on that. They're looking at the guards of the castle, and they have guns. The guards of the castle just straight up have guns, and they're like, wait a minute, these are supposed to be like Renaissance era motherfuckers.
So did they just take like crates of guns on the last away mission to this planet? Like,
no.
How do they have so many?
I was under the impression that the
tricorders.
yeomen helped them develop them to
with
some degree.
what technology? They have dude just fucking smacking rocks with hammers in the fields here. What are we doing?
You know, so like this episode has such a big plot hole in it. I didn't even think about that one.
A plot hole.
That's a good question. Where did they get all these guns? Because it's not like they have a factory in the castle.
Exactly.
No, it came from the previous mission.
That's what I'm saying. Did they just take like 3 crates of phaser rifles down?
We
to the
definitely
Lotus
see
mission?
at least 5 people with guns, and the away mission had like 7 people on it. I think. No, 7 people got hurt. Actually,
what were they doing with phaser rifles on this mission? What was the plan on this last mission?
Bunch of people. Well, we kind of find that out a little bit in the cage, and we'll talk about that in the deep dive. But shut the fuck up, Chris. That's what. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like they did seem pretty heavily armed. I think it was also a really big away party. Like they had like 14 or 20 people on it.
Was that many? I don't remember them saying that.
7 of them got injured. So like 7 people got injured on an away party. That can't be all of them, right?
3 died.
3 died. Pike was injured.
Well,
yeah.
2 died.
Well,
spoiler alert.
Oh, spoilers. Anyways, Mbenga's off looking for something while La'an and Pike are like, hey, they got guns. And then Mbenga shows back up with some fucking guards. And they're like, ahoy there. We are from the north. We are unfamiliar with your localized... And the guards like, cut the shit. We know you're from Starfleet. And they're like, damn. And so then their ears ring again and they lose some time. And now they're in the castle. And they are meeting with their king, King Zach. Yeah, it's funny because that's what it is. It's King Zach. What is it, like Zacharias the Great or whatever the fuck? But his name is Zach.
Yep.
It would have been better if it was Kyle.
Do you have a trivia on what this is a reference to, Chris?
Not specifically, I don't
Okay,
think.
so they're pulling a Heart of Darkness here. Joseph Conrad. Apocalypse Now, if you're familiar with that film. But basically he like joins the natives, but also rules over them as a god. But basically it's a Starfleet yeoman from the previous mission. He did not die. He is fine. I don't know, he's like, you left me here forever, and Pike's like, we thought you were dead, and he's like, excuses, bitch. And then he's like, and then Pike's like, okay, well, come on, let's go. And he's like, no, I'd rather be in charge of these people because living like a king is awesome. And Pike's like, I mean, it does sound awesome, but you really can't do that, dude. And the yeoman's like, don't you tell me what to do. Also, the planet's going to fuck with your brain because you're going to start forgetting just like everybody else.
What was the long-term plan here for old King Zach, by the way? Like if Starfleet's flagship just happens to disappear here, you don't think there's going to be more people coming and investigating?
I don't think that he knew that the flagship was going to vanish. I thought that he was under the impression that these people would not return and then Enterprise would just leave.
Why would he be under that impression?
Because he didn't remember what it was like being on Enterprise because he was just a yeoman, so no one told him anything.
I feel like you're making a lot of excuses here.
Anyways, this is where the largest plot point, the plot hole happens in this show, in this episode.
Is it? Can I take a guess?
Swiss cheese.
Yeah, go ahead, please, Rob.
Is it when he loses his memory inside of the castle? That
Inside the
supposedly
castle?
keeps them from losing memories.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. When he's
okay.
literally like about to like, well, it's time to start fucking these people up because he's got La'an and Benga. They're like, they got like 2 guards on them. And like, we know they could disarm guards that have phasers. They do it later in this episode. But like, Pike's like, now wait just a minute, sir, and is like clearly about to like start some shit and get the situation under control. But then the ear ringing happens and he loses his memory, and now they're outside in the cage. Now, I would be willing, because I am magnanimous this way, I would be willing to allow them this slight plot hole if like it took any amount of time for the memory loss to wear off inside the castle. But later, they're in there for like 12 minutes or so, and that shit definitely wore off immediately. So, like, what are we doing here exactly?
We don't remember.
Fair enough. La'an wakes up. So Pike wakes up. He wakes La'an up. La'an punches Pike. It's funny. And they don't remember shit. Act 2.
Mm-hmm.
Up on Enterprise, Uhura is also experiencing memory loss in this ear ringing thing.
And as a responsible member of the crew, she's like, I don't feel good. I should go to sickbay.
Well, and I will say she's just kind of acting a little odd. No, that's not what happens. Una says, as a responsible person in charge, hey, you're acting kind of fucking weird. Why don't you go to sickbay? And
right.
Uhura's
And she's like, yeah, I should go to sickbay.
I should go to sickbay, yeah. And then Ortegas is like, I'll go with her, which is stupid. Because, like...
Well, she clearly didn't need to drive the ship, you know.
Well, no, because Una's going to do it.
Right. I was going to say, that's kind of what I was referring to earlier, where they're like, oh, you have to be on the ship. You can't go on the away mission.
No, apparently Una can do it, but not.
Una can clearly do it just fine. Like,
but also,
what are we doing here?
Any motherfucker from this bridge, like all those no-name people in the back, one of them could have walked Uhura to sickbay. You're taking the one person that we have established in the episode as being mission critical to staying at her post and being like, yeah, she can go.
Yep.
Anyways, there is synaptic Chapel's checking her out. There's synaptic degradation in several of her brain lobes. Uhura's like, that doesn't sound good. Or no, Ortegas is like, that doesn't sound good. And it doesn't. That doesn't sound great.
Okay.
I guess
took the drugs and the drugs are working.
I guess the radiation is also affecting the Enterprise, which, like, I don't understand what shields are for then.
Yeah.
The amount of radiations that can just get onto this ship makes it seem like maybe they don't know what the word radiation means. Oh, as an aside, I tried to, like, on my deep dive, I'm like, you know what would be a fun deep dive? Talking about all the different radiations in Star Trek. We don't have time for that. Like, that memory alpha page was incredibly long.
That's amazing.
Let's see. The Pike, La'an, and Mbenga are in a cage. They don't know where the fuck they don't know what the fuck's going on. Some random dude shows up and he's like, oh, they had a tough forgetting. So like, we gotta, cause the guard's like, hey, let's go. And they're like, we're not going with you. And the guard's like, okay, I don't give a shit. Fuck off.
This guy's motivations were all over the fucking place, man.
Yeah. Also, this actor's been in a lot of stuff.
Yes, yes.
I feel like he's probably been in Star Trek before, but I can't think of when. So this dude's like, I'll help them. And the guard's like, fine, whatever, fine. And so, let's see. I lost my, okay. La'an's being extra La'an this whole time. But the handy guide guy is here to help them. He's like, we're going to go work in the quarry because you're wearing blue, except one of them, was one of them not wearing blue? No, they were all wearing blue. Mm-hmm. And blue is for working in the quarries because we don't remember shit overnight. So we have to color code our clothing. The guards are just assholes for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Which
I like what really no reason because like they're gonna forget after the night, so they can't even like remember their own oppression.
And also, like, except for these 3 people that are clearly having some trouble, having just some general trouble, no one's like not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like, everyone's perfectly happy to go do their jobs. I don't know why the guards have to be dickwads to everybody. No talking. Shut the fuck up, man. What? So, in the quarry, obviously Pike is like, this doesn't feel right. And La'an's like, this doesn't feel right. And they're like, I think we know each other, yada, yada, yada. Fortunately, so the guide guy gives us the exposition of what's going on here, which is that you forget pretty much everything overnight. But you don't forget the deep memories. And apparently those deep memories include how to kick ass because Pike and La'an fuck up a couple of guards.
The deep memories are very hit or miss. It's like
Yeah.
you remember how to do light wounds, but nothing like help with light wounds, but you don't know how to do anything more specific than that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't remember your wife or your daughter or
And you know what? More importantly, you'd think Pike, who doesn't remember anything except for like the quote unquote deep memories, but does understand like, okay, I understand how picking stone works at a quarry. And I understand that like my hands would be rougher. You'd think that any of them would be like, hey, where are all the computers? Like, their deep memories are growing up in the 23rd century. They're not going to be like totally fine with Renaissance land here, right? They're going to be like, I need to go to a hospital. There's something wrong with my brain. And they're going to be like, what's a hospital? And they're like, what do you mean, what's a hospital? Get a phone, call a cop. I need to transport anything. These are ground cultural like concepts to them. But no, Pike's like, well, I know how to quarry stone. Like, what the fuck?
Yep, real done.
Back up on the Enterprise, we find out that there's pretty much nobody on the ship that's not immune, or that is immune to this weird radiation, including Spock.
should have been Spock.
They realize that, like, it's happening and what's causing it. So,
Una's like, no, we're staying put.
Yeah, get away for a little bit. Like, go warp away for 10 minutes and then see if you're okay.
Nope, we can't leave them on the planet, even though we're not actually going to do anything to help them at all.
Right.
We have to stay close enough so the radiation affects us. And also, we know people are losing their memory, but we're going to fly into a dangerous fucking field of giant rocks.
Well, yeah, because Spock said that maybe that would block the radiation, which...
You know what else blocks the radiation? Not being near the radiation.
Literally traveling faster than the radiation. Or like, and the other thing too is like, obviously the castle is immune to this radiation. Is there no place on the ship that is? No place. Because like, I understand some parts of the ship are more heavily shielded than others. Like, is engineering immune to this shit?
They don't have the special rocks. So
special. They don't have the fucking not unobtainium. What's the shit in Wakanda called? Vibranium. They don't have the vibranium asteroid on the ship or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, during the scuffle, La'an apparently got stabbed in the gut. And
Slashed in the gut.
Mbenga's like, I can heal this, I guess, or whatever, but he needs, he's like, he's like, keep pressure on it and stuff. Not at any point does he mention any kind of modern medicine, just like what
he only remembers the first week of med school.
He only remembers the stuff that he learned doing like medieval med simulator training. Because I assume they've got that shit, right? Because they go to medieval cultures all the time because Prime Directive or whatever. The guy who is guiding them, I never caught his name. Steve.
I don't know if he had a name, did he?
So, he probably forgot it. Shit. So Steve is like, y'all just need to go ahead and forget. I don't know why y'all keep trying to remember shit. This is ridiculous. And he's like, and then Pike's like, we need to be heroes. And Steve's like, being heroes is not what forgetting people do. Like, knock it off. And Pike's like, no, I want to be heroes before I forget. And there's like an interesting discussion there about like heroics and memory and stuff. It doesn't happen, but like it could have. And then Steve's like, well, all right, let's do it. Fuck it. I'm in.
Right, exactly. You're like, whoa.
It's like, I guess you're easy to convince if you have 24 hours worth of memories.
I suppose.
Act 3, such a tall castle. This castle's so fucking tall. And I guess like my first, cause supposedly, according to Steve, like the castle keeps the memories in a casket. And Pike's like, well, we're going to go and get our fucking memories back then. These are people who grew up in Starfleet. They do not think that memories can be kept in a casket. And not only did I say this in my notes, Yeoman Zach said it to Pike's face. Like, you dumb fuck, you know you can't keep memories in a box? What the fuck is wrong with you? So I do appreciate that that King Zach broke the fourth wall to tell the writers they're bad at this.
With the writer's own words.
So back up on Enterprise. Apparently they forgot how to read.
Right.
Like, what? We
It's
know
not
that
deep enough.
we know that they can't forget to read because the reason Steve remembers everything is because he reads it off of the totem that it is in his house so that he remembers stuff.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Just making sure we're all on the same page there.
To be fair, just imagine a world in Star Trek, right? Just imagine a world where the computer really tells them everything, right? And like, I know that this is used as a narrative like tool for Star Trek, where they're always like having a conversation with the computer so the computer could just spit out facts for them to hear. But what if people just don't read in Star Trek in the future? Like, it's just science officers and comms officers.
Then Spock's plan was really bad if he couldn't actually read. Like, if he was just functionally illiterate the whole time.
It would be really funny, though.
I did have notes on the previous scene where we're talking, like, old guy was telling him to just forget everything.
Yeah, Steve, yeah.
Because he's also like, yeah, just let her die. She's fine. Just, she's going to die. You'll forget tomorrow. It's fine.
Yeah, you'll forget.
Meanwhile, Lod's in the background. I'm not dead yet. I'm getting better.
Lod's like, I'm not dead. Like, can we not?
I also had the note that the old guy says, num, 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 I love the taste of boot, which I don't remember what that was specifically in reference to, but...
Well, he was basically like the people in the castle, they can remember, so they're in charge, obviously, because that makes them better than us, yeah. So, anyways, Spock and Ortegas are the only two people on the ship, on the bridge. They don't know each other. They forgot everything. Ortegas is freaking the fuck out, so she goes into the turbo lift.
Take me home, turbo lift.
She can't. Shut the fuck up. The turbo lift's like, where do you want to go? And Ortegas is like, home. And the computer's like, on it. So what are the handles doing?
Shut up, that's what they're doing.
Cool. Pike comes to at the wrong time because he was supposed to be attacking this guard at the same time La'an is, but he didn't because he couldn't remember it. It was kind of funny. Anyways, someone gets fucked up. Was it Mbenga? Mbenga gets something in the knee or something.
Yeah.
He gets shot in the leg. I think he gets shot in the leg.
He gets grazed.
Yeah. And he goes, it's not too bad, but I can't put any weight on it.
It's kind of bad.
That's pretty bad for a leg. Like, if it was... anyway, so there was some shooting and some pew-pews. They took a gun. They were shooting people in the castle. Back on the ship. Back on the crashy ship with Ortega. So they go into the asteroid field because Spock suggests, before they forget everything, that the asteroids will help block the radiation. Turns out that is the source of the radiation, but they didn't know that.
Just a slight miscalculation there on Spock's part.
Ortegas does the maneuver that Mariah would have to do on every starship, which is ask the computer how to get to a place, and so the computer lights the hallway up to tell her where to go. So there you go, honey. That's how you get around a ship.
That should be standard, protocol. I don't see what the problem is. All those levels look the fucking same.
Everybody else is kind of wandering around the ship all forgetting shit, which is creepy.
It's kind of funny. Yeah.
The computer puts up with some pretty abstract questions is one of my my notes here, because this computer's like on board for helping Ortegas remember shit. She basically helps Ortegas remember her name and stuff in her quarters.
She says, I am Inigo Montoya. I mean Eric Ortegas.
I fly the ship. She can't read, but she's going to fly the ship. So she goes back up to the bridge to fly the ship. They're flying around some big ass asteroids. Back down in the castle, Pike is confronting King Zach. What's up, Chris?
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say in this scene we find out what they should make ships out of because apparently, because plates block phaser rifles. Apparently,
yeah. Pike grabs like a serving tray, and then uses it as a shield against the phaser rifle, which works a treat. Like it's
just make the ship out of the fucking plates, man.
Yeah, out of emergency blast doors and that serving tray.
Yep.
Like, it's so weird. Like, we've seen phasers used to, like, burn through things before.
Like, it's a totally unnecessary thing they added to this.
It was, too.
So
it was
stupid.
such a dumb piece of choreography.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it was a vibranium serving tray. So, let's see. Pike is mad as shit. He starts punching the fuck out of the yeoman. And the yeoman's like, you don't remember shit, but you will soon. They back up on the ship. Ortegas is flying. Spock is like, what the fuck are you doing? And Ortega's like, I got this shit. And then like, okay, so she's flying around a bunch of asteroids, but then so there's a big asteroid. It's pretty big. This is pretty fucking big. Ortegas, who
turns on her mining lasers,
barely remembers how to fly the ship, who goes, I'm not going to be able to fly around this big asteroid. I'm going to have to fly through it. Hits a button, which apparently activates
tunnel mode?
Boring mode, yeah. Where the Enterprise does a barrel roll and uses phasers to cut a perfect cylinder through the rock for it to fly through.
Not like out. Somehow like disintegrates it into like tiny rocks that are apparently not damaging at all.
Yep. Which I guess goes ahead and disproves my theory that the serving tray is made out of the vibranium from the asteroid, because that asteroid was super susceptible to phasers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen CGI'd in this show.
Yeah, it was
because like, what?
Also, I'm pretty sure she just could have gone the fuck around that one.
It wasn't that big of an asteroid. Wasn't that big. Lol, spinny phaser shit. What the fuck? That is my note. Back down the planet, King Zach explains that they have magneto helmets. That's why the guards don't forget stuff, and that the castle doesn't allow them to forget stuff. I remember watching this with Mariah for the first time, like whenever this came out a couple years ago or whatever. And I remember saying to Mariah, wait a minute, if the castle blocks it, how did they lose their memory in the castle? And I remember Mariah going, you don't enjoy anything, do you? Pike's gonna fuck. Yeah, so the yeoman starts laughing because Pike's like, shut up. So, I mean, he does.
That's what I heard.
And so Pike starts punching the fuck out of King Zach. And then he starts pointing a gun at him, and then King Zach starts laughing. It's like, oh, you're not so laughy when the gun's pointed at you. And then so that's when Pike super instantly gets all of his memories back right then and there. Mm-hmm. And he's been in the palace for, like I said, like 12 minutes.
Cut to everything is fine.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I was looking at my notes, and again, I haven't watched this since Wednesday. I'm looking at my notes, and I'm like, okay, wow, 12 minutes in the palace, and he remembers everything. Next note. Okay, cool. Everything's good down the planet, then. Is that how abrupt it is? Like,
it was exactly how abrupt it was.
It's not abrupt. It's like everything's fine now. And then, like, okay, they brought Sad. Oh, that's right, because they brought Sad Boy inside the castle. They brought Steve inside the castle.
Yeah.
He's sad.
Yes, my note was old guy is very sad.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve's sad, but then he's like, I'm so glad that I remember how sad I am that my wife is dead. I have stealing third ? I don't understand what that's about.
Oh, that's because the fucking La'an and Mbenga do the eye signal thing that they are determined to make a thing in this.
Good job, Chris. Good job for interpreting that random note, because that's exactly what I mean.
Yep.
Then we get back up on the ship, and it's a pilot's log. And apparently the solution that they're going to have is they're going to take this asteroid off the planet so that everyone stops, like, the radiation from it stops forgetting. First of all, are these asteroids all around this planet? Like, isn't another one just going to hit at some point? Second of all, Spock's like, hey, are we going to pull this asteroid off the planet? Didn't that, like, Prime Directive? And Spock goes, a single asteroid affected them for thousands of years. That doesn't sound like natural development to me.
That's like
Yeah, it does.
Legitimately everything they fucking like. That is the Prime Directive.
That's the definition of natural development. Like a natural phenomenon occurred, and then this society is developing this way.
Like, I'm pretty sure they've literally had debates in other episodes about stopping asteroids from hitting planets, violating the Prime Directive.
Or like in the Kelvin movie where they had to like freeze the volcano or whatever.
Right.
Anyways, at the end of the episode, Pike apologizes to Patel. I don't know why. I'm not sure what he's apologizing for, and I'm not sure if it's whether it's because I don't know what he actually did theoretically wrong, or more importantly, he's not apologizing in a good enough way to actually indicate that he knows what he did wrong.
He's apologizing for breaking up, I guess.
Okay, why?
Shut up, they kissed, it's fine.
They do kiss, and that is fine. And he's like,
time to bang it up.
And Patel's like, how many people did you fuck down there? And he's like, can't remember. Oh, man. So, and that's the end of the episode. On a scale from 1 to 5, with 0 being threshold, what did we think of this one?
This is the first one of the series for me. It was like bad, like all around, with almost no redeeming qualities at all. It was bad.
Okay.
It wasn't good. So, like, you know how sometimes, like, a writer has an idea and then they start writing it down. They're like, we can make a whole episode out of this. And then they realize, like, midway through, like, oh man, we don't have enough to make a whole episode out of this. And then they just do it anyway.
Yeah, and they just like keep like making bad decisions to make the episode happen.
Yeah, and like I don't want to put like a director on blast, but the dude who directed this is one of the co-directors from the Blair Witch Project.
Wow,
very notably, he has never directed an episode of Star Trek before, and he never has since. So,
sure.
I think they realized it was a bad fit. I don't want to give it a 1. I'm gonna give it a 2, but like it doesn't feel good.
You're allowed to give it a 1. This is a safe place, Rob. Here, I'll do it with you.
You know what? I will give him a 1. This was not a good episode.
So, here's the thing. I also obviously was giving this a 1. And I remember, like I said, my first note was, I feel like I remember this episode being boring. And I think that's its biggest crime, is that in addition to all of the, like, plot holes and kind of stupid shit, it's painfully uninteresting as a narrative. Like, it's just not an interesting story.
Yeah, there's no interesting moral conundrum. There's no interesting
like the
science.
The closest they got to a moral debate is when Steve brought up, like, is it better to, like, forget your everything?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
And they spent all of 2 seconds on that.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily Steve forgot about that shit real fast, so.
Yeah, he's like, he looks at Pike, he's like, no, you feel like you're doing the right thing. We should go do this thing and ignore everything I just said.
Immediately backtracks.
Steve's like, sometimes dead's better. Well, we're going to go and take the castle out. All right, I'm on board. Here we go. Like,
the perfect...
And if Steve was like, I don't remember yesterday, I doubt anything this exciting happened, so let's do it. This sounds fucking fun. I would be down. That's a hilarious... Steve needed to be funny. That's what Steve needed. Steve needed to be the funniest motherfucker.
Instead, he was just sad.
Pike's Pike's like, oh my god, I stepped on your toe. And Steve's like, you know what? I won't remember tomorrow anyways. You're good to go, buddy. Like, fucking funny. Steve needed to be funny, but he wasn't. He was just depressing and then weirdly on board and then even more depressing.
You know what the perfect adjective for this episode is? It's shallow. There's just not really anything there.
That's a great way to put it, Rob. IMDb gave it a 3 because who can fucking figure anything out with this?
That is wild.
Oh, man. So, when we get back, we will have a short deep dive about Rigel 7. Welcome back. So today for the deep dive, like I said, a short one about Rigel 7. Short because Rigel 7 only shows up in this episode and in the previous episode and in a previous episode that we will talk about. But I wanted to, the way that this episode frames Rigel 7, it feels like it should be a lot more important in past Trek than it actually turned out to be. Do you guys remember, and I know, Chris, you had kind of looked at the trivia of this, but like, so this might be more of a question towards Rob. Do you remember how much of Rigel 7 was in the cage?
Ooh. Not really.
Okay.
Like,
so do you remember when they're fighting the Mongolian boar Viking
Right.
people in that weird castle for no fucking reason?
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That's Rigel 7.
Yep.
Yeah. No, like, I know the episode you're talking about.
Right. So in the cage, Rigel 7 is used as a memory like engram thing for Pike because I guess like they're trying to make Pike feel bad, so they're showing him like one of his big failures, and he talks about Rigel 7 about like, oh, you know, this is where we 4 hours into the mission, the party, hold on. Let's see. They were conducting a routine planetary survey of Rigel 7, leading a uniformed landing party to the surface, which, like, I guess back then they didn't have the Prime Directive. Like, why were they in uniform?
Why were they going down there in the first place?
A routine mission, a routine planetary survey. Chris, I just said that. Come on, obviously. Duh. 4 hours into the mission, the party was ambushed by Kalar warriors inside an apparently abandoned fortress. Apparently. 3 crew members were reported KIA during the hasty retreat, including Pike's personal yeoman, Zach Nguyen. Which is why that, like, lady yeoman shows up in the cage, is because Zach died on Rigel 7.
Yep.
You know, the lady yeoman that Pike's like, I can't believe I got women on the bridge. Oh, except for you, number one. You're one of the dudes. God, what a fucking show. So, yeah, 7 more people were injured. So at least 11 people were on this ship, or were on this away mission, because it was Pike, 3 people who died, and 7 more people who were injured, including Spock, a navigator, and a geologist. Obviously, there is no, like, mention of the memory thing, like the forgetting stuff thing happening in the original The Cage, because they had not thought of that. And this is one of those things where it's like, that makes sense, because this episode does very much feel, the one we just watched, does very much feel like someone had an idea for a place where everyone would forget everything, and they just made it be on Rigel 7 because that was a Star Trek thing they knew.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because
it
otherwise
is also possible. So, like, what we find out at the end of the episode is that, you know, the radiation was coming from a single, like, asteroid that had collided with the planet, right?
Right.
So maybe it hit after the
Nope.
events.
It's been there for
of the
thousands of
cage.
years.
All right, never mind. Fuck me.
And I believe, like, the implication in the episode we watched was that, like, this is probably what caused the poor decision making by the previous away team. That was the implication I was picking up from this episode. So yeah, and then of course, so after the cage, we have this episode where we, you know, actually go down to the planet and deal with all this nonsense among the Lotus Eaters, etc. The planet has been mentioned other times in Star Trek. There is a song called "Moon Over Rigel 7" that Kirk suggests as a good campfire song for Spock and Bones to sing with him at Yosemite. This is in Star Trek V, Final Frontier. As a fun little pop quiz, do you remember what song they actually ended up singing?
Row, row, row your boat.
That's correct. I knew Rob would know that. But yeah, obviously just like a little Easter egg nod for the audience. But then like in TNG, someone was born on that planet. Like, it was mentioned, and then, like, in Deep Space Nine, in The Passenger, like there was a guy who, like, hold on. Used a subspace shunt to access and purge everything in the active memory of Rigel 7. So, like, Rigel 7 became a place he was trying to hide. And it became this weird, like, I guess Rigel 7 was just, like, one of the few Star Trek planets that they kind of just had, like, a throwaway, like, oh, just use Rigel 7 because it's, like, a name that people are going to kind of recognize. And the USS Enterprise, let's see, in Picard, in The Next Generation, because again, the Next Generation is the name of the episode of Picard, because that show could not mention all the Star Trek things. Apparently, the crew of the Enterprise D once conducted a mission to Rigel 7, but they thought their communicators were compromised, and leading them to develop a myriad encryption codec, which is like just a piece of little fucking trivia. I am famously not a fan of the sightseeing that shows do when it comes to referencing previous shows like in the franchise. And so like Rigel 7 is one of those things. And it's just funny to me that like Strange New Worlds was actually just the most recent example of this for Rigel 7, but it's been going on basically throughout all of Star Trek's history. It seems like the only shows that didn't really mention it are Voyager because it's the best, Enterprise because they probably just didn't have time. They probably would have gone there in season 5. And then Discovery because, well, they were doing other stuff. So, yeah. There again, no mention of the memory thing. That was a complete fabrication. Fabrication? I mean, it's all fiction. It's all fabricated. None of this is real. But like, that was a complete notion for this specific episode of Strange New Worlds. No one else talks about this memory thing. Although I guess theoretically, DS9, TNG, etc. Actually, for Kirk too. The radiation wouldn't be there anymore because in Strange New Worlds they removed it. So maybe the memory thing just isn't a thing anymore. It was only, I don't know. It's a whole thing. Anyways, this episode wasn't very good. And I think that it is a fitting legacy to the fact that in the original pilot, it was probably one of the weaker scenes in the whole pilot because it was also not very good. And it didn't make any fucking sense.
Uh-huh.
So, in a way, they hit it out of the park. Because somehow they managed to make what is arguably the worst scene from that pilot into what may be one of, if not the worst episode of Strange New Worlds. So, congratulations. You have truly captured the hearts and minds of Star Trek fans.
Woo.
Yep, that's what I had. No big deal. So, I think somebody's exercising on Artemis, and because like it's not a very big ship, and the cameras are on the solar array wings, they like shimmy back and forth when someone's exercising because they're like thudding inside the capsule. It's very
Just
funny.
Flapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do like a flywheel exercise. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I saw
Cool.
them doing that the other day.
All right. Well, then we will take another short break and we will be back with a potpourri from Christopher.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, so since the major plot point of this episode revolved around memory, I thought it'd be fun if we do a little memory game for our potpourri today.
Oh, no. Hold on. I need 15 minutes and you're going to hear a pill bottle for no reason.
I'm going to read, I think, 3 total stories. I'm going to read a story. It's very short, like 30 seconds or so. And then I'm going to ask you several questions about that story, and you're going to try to give me the correct answer.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward, right?
You're going to read us a story, and then we're going to have to answer questions about it.
Yep.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes. Wait,
Sure.
is this like real nerdy? Should Mariah play too?
No, I mean, there's Star Trek themed stories.
Oh, okay. Well, then she has an excuse.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Captain's log supplemental. The USS Aurora was investigating a dying star when Lieutenant Reyes detected an unusual signal coming from a nearby asteroid. Against protocol, we sent an away team. Reyes, Commander Val, and our android science officer K7. Inside, they found a glowing alien device pulsing in sync with the star. When K7 touched it, the signal stopped, and the star suddenly stabilized. Moments later, the device vanished, leaving only one question. Did we interrupt something far bigger? All right. Ready for the questions?
Okay. Yep. Is this buzzer, or are you going to go back and forth?
Let's do buzzer. Well, yeah, let's do buzzer.
So I'm already forgetting everything, so like it's taking a lot longer for you to decide to do the buzzer.
Because I did not sequence the questions in time for back and forth, so buzzer it is.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
First question. What was the name of the ship? Rob.
USS Aurora.
Correct. All right. Next question. Where was the signal coming from? Rob.
An asteroid.
Also correct. And last question on this little story. What was the captain's name? Oh, wait, sorry. What was the captain's name?
Oh, I remember the science officer. I don't remember captain.
Stanford.
Was that Reyes?
It was not Reyes.
Fuck.
No, that was Lieutenant Reyes. I remember
Was it K7? K7
That was the
and
science officer. This was kind of a trick question. The captain did not have a name.
Evolve.
God.
Oh, yeah. See, I was like, I don't remember another name. I only remember the 3 names.
Yep, that was it.
Oh,
Right.
I am so fucked.
All right, so
Don't forget to reset my buzzer.
you kind of get the idea now. We're moving on to the next one. All right,
Don't
next
forget to
story.
reset my buzzer.
I got it. Ready for the next one?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
The USS
Hey.
Asterion arrived in orbit of Pelion 3 after receiving a distress signal from a research facility on the planet's surface. Captain Alara sent Lieutenant Maris, Ensign Cato, and Dr. Soren to investigate the abandoned mining station. Inside, they found 7 containment chambers arranged in a circular pattern. 6 were open and empty, while the 7th remained sealed and powered. Cato reported hearing a recorded message repeating the phrase, "Do not follow the light." When Dr. Soren accessed the central console, the station briefly powered on, revealing a personal log that listed the away team as having already returned to the Asterion, timestamped 3 hours in the future. Moments later, the station lost power completely. Before transporting back, the team confirmed that the sealed chamber was beginning to open. All right. Ready for the questions?
No, but
Sure.
go ahead.
What was the name of the planet? Stanford?
A Pelion? Pelarion? Something like that.
Rob,
think
I'm going to
I'd
give you
go
a chance
4.
to steal because that's not exactly right.
Pelion 3.
Pelion 3 is correct.
Bah.
All right. The next one. What kind of facility was on the planet? Oh, shit.
You didn't reset us, but it didn't matter because I didn't buzz yet.
Rob?
Research facility.
That is correct.
Oh, I get it. Know that.
All right. How many containment chambers were there? Stanford?
Oh,
7.
7 is right. How far in the future was the timestamp? Stanford?
3 hours.
3 hours is correct. How were the chambers arranged? Rob?
in a circle.
That is correct. Nice. All right. All right, last one.
I'm going to need this one to have no names, please.
Unfortunate. All right. You ready? Here's the final story.
Hold on, I have to get into my mind palace.
Mind Palace. All right. At Outpost Kappa 9 on Mars, engineers detected a power surge originating from Reactor Module 2, spiking to 247% capacity for 4.8 seconds. Lead engineer Marcus Hale, technician Ria Sen, and security officer Jace Orlov were dispatched to investigate. Inside the module, they found the primary control system unresponsive, but a backup interface remained active, displaying a repeating code sequence 3141.
You're a
Sen manually entered the sequence, restoring partial control and reducing output to 65%. Moments later, the system initiated an automated diagnostic lasting 6 seconds. after which a hidden subroutine activated, redirecting power to an unused antenna array on the station's exterior. If you hadn't picked up, I've made these a little bit more difficult as we've gone on.
I'm like, all right, keep that number. Fuck another number. Oh shit, there's another number.
So many numbers.
Fuck, I feel like I'm doing like 6 two-factor authentications all at once. All right, start asking questions. Shit.
All right, which reactor module experienced the surge? Rob?
God damn it.
2.
2 is correct. You're right. Who entered the code? Rob?
Sen.
Sen is correct. What was the name of the outpost? Stanford?
Kappa 9.
Kappa 9. What was the status of the primary control system? Stanford?
Offline?
No.
I'll count it. Unresponsive.
No.
Yeah, because you said the other one was online. Okay, I understand. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. All right. Last question. What activated after the diagnostic? You didn't even wait for me to read the question.
I thought you were going to ask what the code was because I still remembered it.
What activated after the diagnostic?
What activated after the diagnostic? Rob, go ahead. I don't know the answer off the top of my head.
A hidden subroutine.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. I was like 3141. 3141.
Yeah, I as you've noticed, I put a lot of information in
Fuck
that one.
your red herrings.
All right, so let's see. 6, 7, 8, 2, 4. Even if you had gotten that one, it wouldn't have mattered. Rob won 8-4. Good job, Rob.
Jesus
Hell
Christ.
yeah.
I claim disability. Why don't we just have a fucking stair climbing contest next, Chris? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We should do that every week.
Oh, man.
Right.
So this reminds me of, we went to the Spy Museum in DC, and there was this one activity where you were watching a video and you had to watch very carefully as they were like doing the cup thing. So they were moving.
Yeah.
And I got it. I knew where the ball was or whatever. But at the end of the video, it's like, did you notice this in the background and this man in a bunny suit walking up the stairs and this? And I was like, oh my God, I didn't see any of that shit. And I was like, I need to get Matthew and Liam to do this. So I ran and get Matthew and he got it wrong. But he saw all the shit happen in the background of that video.
Like, I'm like watching this guy do these cups, and then there's like some movement in the background. I'm like, what's going on up there? And I'm like, is that a bunny suit? What the fuck? So like ADHD over here is like, what is all this shit in the background going on? Oh fuck, I don't remember what cup the ball was under. Shit.
And I was like a cat, like looking at prey. I was not moving my eyeballs.
Oh man.
Good stuff. Well, as Stanford said at the top of the podcast, please rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends, neighbors, families, loved ones, whatever. Just spread the word of the podcast. We would greatly appreciate it. And we will catch you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.